You must have relentless passion for your business to drive you to your successes. That's one of the key learnings which Nicole has already shared with me. We're going to dive into deeper. Welcome to the session, Nicole. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic indeed. Excited to have you in the session. Looking forward to hearing more from you. But let's go straight into it, my dear. So tell us a bit more about your business and the kind of services you're providing.
So the company is called Tier Therapy, and Tier Therapy provides support for children and young people's mental health. Our aim is to improve their mental health, whether it be in schools or with family relationships and other activities that we hope to develop soon.
Amazing. And it's such a topical area right now, mental health, and you're providing it that for the next generation, which is so important that we provide them all the support they need. Now, there's a good story behind how you got into what you got into. But tell me a bit about why are you so passionate about this cause of looking after the mental health of young people?
Um, well, apart from being a counselor and having that skill set, I have a passion about it because I've seen change. I think from
Mm,
seeing the first client that I had, first young person that I had, and seeing their growth and their impact, it just motivates you to just continue because that change can come and it doesn't always have to be a thing of that mental health is neglected or
mm,
it's just put on the back burner. And, it's okay to actually feel these emotions sometimes and know that you can get through it and there is a light at the end of the tunnel as well.
yeah, I see what you mean. So you've seen the results, which has got you thinking, right, this stuff works. And naturally seeing children progress is a good thing to see. Now, this is a business, clearly, and you've got to provide a living for yourself. Um, how could you now there are plenty of business owners out there who are doing something they're really passionate about. Often they struggle to make money from it. They often struggle to keep it commercial. What advice would you give to people who are kind of balancing a business where they're really passionate about something, could almost end up doing it for free because they're so passionate about it, and also make it into a commercial business that actually pays them something?
I think you have to just be realistic. Um, yes, you love it, and sometimes you could end up doing things for free or um, charging such a low rate because you love it.
Mm.
A prime example for that. I started like that when in the first earlier days, but you have to be realistic. Sooner or later, you're going to realize, okay, I actually have bills to pay. I actually
Mm.
have food to buy. I need to live, I need to get by doing the things that you need to do day to day. So I think if you feel that way, make sure at least you're doing it at cost. And
Mm.
then if you want to think about having a profit and making a profit later on, then that's something that you can increase to. But I think if you have the set rate at cost level, that's the most important thing. Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Makes absolute sense. Cover the cost and be realistic because they're also going to look after themselves as well.
Of
Now,
course, yeah.
yeah, because this is such an important topic right now, of mental health, I'm I think there's quite a few providers or businesses that provide a similar service to you. But Nicole, what sets you apart right now? What's your USP that's drawing customers and clients towards you at the moment?
Um, Apart from the fact that others, like you said, have done this before, similar things, they haven't got me.
Hmm.
Ultimately,
Yeah.
my mindset and my focus and the delivery of what we've done and what we have been doing and still are doing sets us apart completely from other companies. And
Right.
it's just the same as other companies, they haven't got, I may not have them, so they may see certain things that I don't see. Um,
Hmm.
but I think my passion oozes through my team and
Hmm.
they understand the vision, they understand the mission, and they all have the same goal as me. We want to see a change. We're not doing it for the money. Yes, we're going back to the thing of we need to live, yes, but it's not about the money. We want to see change, we want to see impact, and that's our biggest thing.
Amazing. So you're one of the people that follows that quote. I can't remember who said it, but strive for excellence and rewards follow,
That's
rather
it.
than strive for rewards and excellence can be a part of it.
Yeah,
You kind of turn it in his head, go for the best, give a great service, strive for change, and
that's
the
it.
rewards will naturally by default follow. Okay. The world has changed a lot in the last few years, especially after COVID. Mental health became a huge known factor in the world, and rightfully. But you're in the business of working with people and their mental health all the time. I mean, looking forward over the next 2 to 3, 4 years, maybe 5 years, what changes do you think are likely to happen that maybe we can start to understand, especially from a business perspective?
I think hopefully mental health will be more accessible.
Mm,
Um, I feel there is, yes, mental health increased after COVID, especially, but there's still limitations in terms of people reaching it and the wider community reaching it. Maybe there's certain groups that reach it, but it's not accessible to all. Not all people understand therapy. Not all people like the idea of it, especially parents and families. Sometimes it's for cultural reasons and stigmatizations. But I think hopefully it should be the best way I should describe it, like McDonald's.
mm,
Everybody knows about it. Everybody can just walk into it and choose what they want off the menu. It should be accessible.
gotcha. Almost like turning, I see, okay. Making it more widestream, and it's going to be more widestream over the next 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. Okay. Um, Along the way, I'm pretty sure there could be challenges as well. I mean, looking at your business in particular, you've grown remarkably over the last 5 years, your own business, got amazing things mentioned on your website, testimonials, etc. I mean, looking ahead for the next 5 years, what would you say are the top three challenges that you as a business owner could face at the moment that other business owners should also be aware of for their own businesses?
Um, well, the crisis that we're currently in, whether inflation is gonna continue to go up because that is
Hmm.
impacting businesses right now in terms
Yeah,
of people don't really want to spend. Um, so that's something. But also, hmm, I think maybe is this business in general or is this business is in my field?
in your field.
I think doors will open a lot more, to be honest, because mental health is growing. People
Mm,
are becoming more apparent about it. So I think, yeah, more doors will open. And I think more companies, whether it be, I don't know, let's just say like a kiddies play area place, let's just say they might be more mental health conscious and have facilities in place if there's a need for it, for example. So
right.
it's just more accessible in different areas. That's what I feel like.
Okay. So with the accessibility can also come challenges as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Growing, I mean, as industries grow, more things. Are there any regulations in relation to mental health? For example, for certain practitioners like schools, or not certain institutions like schools, etc. Are there certain things that these institutions need to be aware of to be helping or reducing mental health challenges right now? Or is it fairly unregulated, would you say?
It is, but they are trying to regulate it now, whereby people need to have accreditations. But it is regulated to an extent whereby we have to have supervision and we have to be a part of an accredited company, for example, BACP.
Hmm.
So those things are in place. I think what people need to be aware of is the difference between somebody that is a counselor or a therapist that's qualified and a coach. I think those will be the only differences, um,
Right.
because coaches may not have the qualification, but at the same time, they may have the skill set to deliver.
Gotcha.
I think you just have to be careful in terms of, because some people would say as a coach you can advise, but in therapy you can't advise. So I just think as long as people know the boundaries, then you
Yeah.
won't have any hiccups.
Yeah. Makes sense. And naturally, you guys have gone through the qualification process of
Yeah,
doing what you're doing. So most people who are looking for this service need to make sure they're looking at the qualifications as well.
yeah,
That's
definitely.
ultimately
And
what
it's,
differentiates.
it's not wrong that coaches are available, but they just need to know what they're walking into.
Yeah, in the two different industries, really. One is
Exactly.
helpful, one is useful more for self-realization, one is useful for the aftermath of self-realization. And as Socrates says, self-awareness is the beginning of all wisdom. So we've got to start
Yeah.
in itself. Brilliant. So also in relation to your business, you used to be employed, working in the school, and you naturally had a knack, or you magnetize, the children are drawn towards you.
Yeah.
This kind of help, which is amazing. Now you seem to be a role model for them, where they probably look up to you, they spoke to you, etc., and they were able to open up to you, and and you were able to alleviate some of the challenges they face. But in business as well, as an entrepreneur, as you probably agree, most entrepreneurs need to look up to somebody or someone to kind of draw lessons from, draw inspiration from as well. I mean, when it comes to business, who would you say is your role model, or who do you look up to continue striving towards and wanting to be?
Um, it's a bit of a challenging question. I don't feel I look up to anybody directly.
Okay.
Um, I feel I understand that there's different levels of success.
Hmm.
So to me, yeah, people have all reached different milestones. So I take nuggets from different people, if that
Awesome.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
because my success can be measured, I don't know, on the basis of the transformation that I've done with the children. But then
Hmm.
at the same time, a child's transformation is the fact that they've overcome, let's just say, anxiety. I
Yeah.
know that's not in relation to business directly, but success can be measured on different things. So I don't feel I have a direct person that I would say, because I even could say my parents, in terms of the things that they've had, and they don't necessarily run a business. Um, so I don't know how to answer it.
That's fine. So you don't currently have a role model that you look up to yourself, but you measure your success based on how your customers are progressing
Yeah.
for yourself. And what about yourself and learning and growing yourself? What are your key sources of learning with this busy lifestyle?
I read some books, podcasts, as like this. That's really good. And networking with people, learning from others as well. And just sharing. I think, like you said, sharing stories that can
Hmm.
really help you learn, because I've learned lots. And sometimes when I share it with, people that I know, it can help them in some ways and think, oh, I've never even thought of that. And I
Yeah,
think you learn a lot through talking to people going through it themselves.
absolutely. It's one of the best ways of learning. And talking of learning, um, I'm not going to go down this route, but you do seem like a very young entrepreneur, which is a very refreshing thing to see.
Yeah.
But what advice would you give to another young entrepreneur, say a 21-year-old person going into business where they want to follow their passion and their dream? What one or two bits of advice would you give them?
Um, let's keep it real. And if I were to keep it real, it's hard work. It's not easy. So I'll just say be prepared to work hard.
Awesome.
But also some things, like sometimes people say you can start a business with no money and things like that. You do need money. You really, really do have a pocket of money that, whether it be you're living on for yourself or putting into the business, or even if you hire staff, have a pocket
Mm,
of money to put aside for the staff. These are all things that I've had to learn. So um, I would definitely say, yeah, those two things, that it is
brilliant.
hard and save money.
Absolutely. So the message is really, really keep it real. It's going to be a difficult journey, and I completely vouch for that as well. It can be a very difficult. It is a difficult journey. Of course, everyone's going to mess up, and you got to have some money on the side as well. You hear all these stories on Instagram and TikTok that people are starting businesses out of nothing and turning into something spectacular overnight. It's probably true, but it's not normal.
Yeah, yeah, from my experience, I know you do. So that's my advice to you, because sometimes you could walk into it and find that you're in problems. So it's best that you at least know.
Exactly. Well, hey, look, some very wise words shared by yourself today. Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. Plenty of
Please.
great nuggets you shared here today. And hopefully we see you and speak to you in the future. Thank you very much for
Amazing.
your time, Nicole. Really
No, thank
appreciate
you
it.
so much. I appreciate it.
Pleasure. Bye bye.